Hello, everyone. Welcome back to DhyanaERP. We're taking a look at the Precast Edition. And today we're going to be entering a new quote for the University of Tennessee Medical Center. If you noticed, we're doing this on the iPad today. DhyanaERP is mobile friendly. It works on your tablets and Android devices. And so all you have to do is enter a name, which it searches for the name, by the way, to keep you from entering a duplicate. And then you enter the company and type in the address for the job and select the delivery type to get a new quote started. And here you are just going right into the quote uh, without having to create a job. It creates the job at the same time as creating the quote. If there's a due date for the quote, you can take your time and edit it. Of course, if you have a takeoff with a bunch of line items, you can import them all at once. But I've got a takeoff with a grease trap here, and there's four of those. And of course, I can set my dimensions. I can change the default dimensions to match what's on specs, and change the wall thickness. And if you watch the graphic in the right box, it changes as I edit. And you can check the sections of the precast elements and move them, arrange them in the order, and then also edit the dimensions of the individual elements. In this case, we're going to increase the height for the riser to match the overall needed spec height on the plans. And you can see the preview, we got a top view and a side view, which generates into the shop drawing. Of course, if everything looks all right, we add this to the quote and add it one more time to add that summary of precast calculated items to the quote. And here we have our first line item on the quote. And now we're going to add a 48-inch manhole. Again, we can change the parameters here in the configuration, the wall thickness. You can add elements. You could even add like knockout holes. Change the offset for the lid, stuff like that. So go ahead and enter your wall thickness, and don't forget your quantity. Um, and the same thing here. You'll add this to the list. If everything looks good, you add it to your list, and then you add the list to the quote. And now you have two line items on this quote, which are both precast calculated items. And now we're going to do a custom item. We'll add in some corbelling here. These are sold by the each. The detail number is just the reference for the blueprint drawings. On the architectural blueprint drawings, we have this. It's called out, so you can put this on your quote. Each linear feet or square feet are the different unit types we can choose from, and each one requires different dimensions. Each needs all three. Linear feet only needs depth and height, and square feet only needs depth. We got a neat little slider bar to change for the price per pound, and you can save that. And we have all the items on our uh, quote. It calculates the weight and how many trips required and all the cost per trip broke down based on the address given. You can deliver it to the company yard if that's the option. And once you've saved it, you can submit. The first one comes up here to make sure the email is everything's okay. You can add your own little email message that's automatically generated, but you can change it if you need to. And there you go, the quote's sent. When the recipient opens the email, it'll look like this, and they'll be able to see the information for the job and the information of all the quoted items and delivery costs, tax, your nice little message and everything. They can view the quote, they can download it for their records, they can decline the quote, which will come back to you to make another revision if they'd like. or they can go ahead and approve the quote. In this version will be version 1.1. The app does have an intelligent versioning feature. It handles alternates and duplicates, and it only tracks one of the quote per job. So when it comes to tracking your pipeline value. Okay, so once it's approved, you will see that it is actually approved in the app itself. And now that the quote is approved, the system will automatically create a design task. Since there were custom items on the quote, we'll need to create shop drawings and a sales order for the customer to approve. Thank you so much for joining me today. If there's any questions, please reach out and I'll see you on the next video.